Have you ever stopped and thought about who made the rule of you needing to have your life figured out by 30? We've all heard it. You have to be married by 30, you have to be successful by 35, have a house by 30s or your 40s. But what sort of timeline is this? Is this really a realistic timeline? Or is this something that's something of the past? We grow up being told these things constantly, and no one ever stops and thinks, like, is this still relevant? Is this still realistic? Too many people fall for social pressures. The social pressure of needing to have your career defined in your 20s, having to purchase a house to be successful, having to have found the right one by your 30s, and having to settle down and have kids in your 30s as well, or before you're 30 even. But for me, I don't know, everyone's got a different journey. Everyone's living a different life. You can't just copy someone's circumstances onto someone else's life and apply it directly. Some people are going to get married when they're 18. Some people are going to get married when they're 50. Doesn't matter. Stop comparing yourself to other people. So I'm going to break a couple myths and just sort of talk through and think about certain myths. And hopefully this gets you thinking about it and helps you actually think about what you're being told. So myth one is you need to have a career by your 20s. Let's be realistic. We're in school for about 14 years of our life, from when we're 4 years old to 18. And in 18 years, how much life experience are you actually having before you have to make a decision to choose a career, to go off to uni and choose something that you're going to pursue, even though you haven't had any life experience whatsoever? This is such a myth that you have to have it established in your 20s, because many successful people change their career paths multiple times across their life. You're not going to stick to one career path. When you're a kid, maybe you wanted to grow up to be a firefighter. Maybe you wanted to grow up to be an astronaut. And it's a shame that these dreams do change, because people start to decrease their dreams to fit their circumstance. And instead, you want to be able to expand your circumstances, grow your circumstances to meet your dreams. But going back to that last point, many successful people have pivoted, in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s. You take a lot of successful people like Colonel Sanders, founder of KFC, didn't find success until he was about 65, which is crazy, because 65 is retirement, or the typical retirement age. Ray Kroc, founder of Macca's, 52 was when he actually found success and built an empire. Stan Lee at 39, founder of Marvel. But yeah, you get my point. The second myth I wanted to break was marriage and kids by 30. Let's be realistic. In these economic times right now, it is so expensive to have kids. It is so expensive to get married, and maybe you haven't found the right person to get married to, because there are too many times where people rush into a marriage and it's the wrong marriage, and they get married, they get divorced, they get married again, they get divorced again. They're rushing into these things based on the fear of their age, and the fear of caring about what other people think, caring what their family members think. This needs to be changed. So stop rushing into those sorts of things because of social pressures, because of peer pressures, and just make sure, you are certain that you're going to marry the right person. You're certain that you are ready to have kids. And when I say I want to be ready to have kids, I want to make sure that I fix all my generational curses in my family so that I don't pass them on to my next generation, because that happens way too much. Fix yourself, invest in yourself, fix the issues that you have, fix the traumas that you have. Don't pass on that baggage onto your children. It's not fair. And myth number 3 is success has a deadline. What does this even mean? Success has a deadline. Like, do you magically turn a certain age and wow, you're successful? That's the stupidest thing. Success is a journey. You never know when you're going to find it, and it takes hard work to become successful. It's not like it's just going to appear when you don't do any work. It's not some sort of event that's going to just show up in your life when you aren't even looking for it. Success is rare, and there's a reason why it is rare, because you actually have to put in the effort, put in the sacrifices, put in the time and the focus to make something happen for yourself. The harm of these sorts of beliefs impact, people's mental health. People think they're behind because they're looking sideways to other people in life who may have rushed into, maybe a marriage, or they've grown up with better circumstances to be able to afford a house. They look sideways and they're like, well, I don't have a house, I don't have kids, I'm not married, then I must be behind. No, you are not. Everyone's on a different journey. Everyone's got a different runway. Everyone has different baggage they got to deal with, different traumas, different upbringings. Some people had a lot better upbringings than other people and potentially have less baggage that they have to fix effectively. Whereas, some people might have found the right person young. Some people might not. Life's not a race. It's not a competition. You go along with life as it comes, really. Stop looking sideways to other people and comparing yourself. Remember that social media only shows the highlights of people's lives. And the highlights of people's lives might make up, 5-10% of their life. Whereas the other 95% of their life might not be as great, or it might not be what it's made out to be, because obviously they're not going to post their lowlights. It's always going to be a highlight. So stop comparing your lowlights to other people's highlights. Just to add on to that as well, timelines aren't a one-size-fits-all. Someone might get a house in their 20s, someone might get a house in their 30s, someone may not get a house until, they're 40 or something. Or they might not get married until they're 40. Some people might get married young, in their 20s. So it's not something you can apply to everyone. Stop thinking and comparing to other people, and stop thinking that you're behind, because you're exactly where you are. You're exactly where you need to be in life, because everything happens for a reason. Just remember, you're not late. You're exactly where you need to be. You're on your path. Stop comparing your life to the life of other people. Life is like a book. You may be on chapter 3, or you might be on chapter 9 of your life, whereas some other people might be on chapter 13. Some people might be on chapter 7. Everyone's chapters are different. You don't know what life is going to throw at you. So this sort of leads on to the definition of success. The definition of success differs from person to person. Someone might think success is all the materialistic things. Some people might think success is a healthy body. Some people might think success is freedom for their family, freedom for themselves. So sit down. What I recommend is just sit down and lock yourself in a room. No phones, maybe not even in the room. Go to a cafe, leave your phone in the car or something, or put it away, and lock in for like an hour and just sit there and think about what you define success to be. Because your definition of success is not going to be the same as your parents' definition of success or your partner's definition of success. Everyone has a different journey, like I said. For example, my parents grew up thinking that, success is buying a house. That's the end goal. Whereas for me, success is happiness. Success is being able to travel the world and see different things. I want to collect memories, and I want to collect memories and experiences that I'm not going to regret when I'm laying on my deathbed. It might sound morbid, but that's what I think about all the time, because I don't want to get to the end of my life and be like, and regret the things that I never did, regret the things that I contemplated doing but never got around to. Move to that city, go on a work visa or something, go do some sort of experience. I don't want to get to the end of my life and regret that I didn't do that sort of stuff. So the biggest thing for me right now is to build some sort of cash flow that's going to allow me to continue to go traveling, continue to go see every corner of the world, because there is so much to see out there. And that's my definition of success. I could go into real estate if I want, but I know that's going to limit my lifestyle and it's going to limit how much I'll be able to travel. And I want to be able to do it while I'm young as well. If you did like this sort of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And if you do agree with some of the points, or if, you might have comments on some points, you might not agree with all of them. That's all right. If you do, drop a comment and we can discuss in the comments as well. Happy to hear your thoughts on, I guess, what we've discussed here. And also really excited to hear what everyone's sort of definition of success is to them. Because, some people might struggle with the definition of success, and you might be able to influence and impact them and help them find their definition of success. And hopefully this sort of video has helped spark that as well. With that, I'm going to wrap up because I just wanted to talk about the comparison of being behind in life. Well, stop thinking that you're behind, because everyone is on a different journey. So stop falling for the social norms, stop falling for societal expectations. These aren't realistic. So if you are in your 30s like myself now, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to be married. You don't have to be settled down with kids. I don't plan to settle down for maybe another couple of years, and I want to get travel done before then. So that's me. Hopefully that sort of helped. But BK out. Let's go.